What's up, Honors? So we are only about 24 hours away now from seeing HalloweenCostumes.com reveal their first wave of Halloween animatronics for 2025, which I am really excited for because for 2025, HalloweenCostumes.com is going to be releasing 75 new animatronics, which is an insane number, considering typically most Halloween retailers only release about 20 to 30 new animatronics each year. So 75 is crazy, and I can't wait to see what gets revealed in their first wave coming tomorrow. But of course, before they do this live stream, they of course have given us some little teasers into what we can expect to come from the first wave of animatronics here. Of course, on this theme they're posting tomorrow, we of course can see a thumbnail which basically reveals 4 animatronics already that we're going to get. And then also in the description of this, they of course timestamped all the different animatronics we're going to be seeing. So we have the names for each of them, which this is nice because the names of these can kind of help us sort of match some old SVI prototype animatronics to these names. And then of course, some of the names right here, we of course can see some licensed characters that they're going to be carrying this year. And then also we have some other names of animatronics which sounds similar to animatronics we've seen at other retailers last year. So it seems like they might be coming to HalloweenCostumes.com for this year. So overall, there's a lot to check out in today's video. And overall, it should be fun to go over this list of names and sort of try and predict what exactly they're going to be releasing in their big video tomorrow. So anyways, let's of course get right into it by checking out this list right here of animatronic names and trying to figure out what each of these animatronics are. Alright, so getting right into it, the first 2 animatronics here seem to be old SVI prototype animatronics that are now going to be sold here at HalloweenCostumes.com. The first one we have is Tony Tombstone, the Graveyard Caretaker, which this guy we of course can see in the thumbnail. He's this really cool Reaper guy that has these tombstones all on his back, and he looks great, so it's going to be awesome to finally see this prototype animatronic for sale. And then the next name right here is, of course, another one of those SVI prototypes. We, of course, have Hops, the Dismembered Zombie, which, honestly, zombie animatronics, I think are some of my favorite out there. So I'm really excited to see this guy released here at Halloween Costumes, and yeah, this zombie guy right here, he's a cool one. We, of course, can also see him to the very side of this thumbnail. He's kind of cut a bit by the frame in here, but we of course also have videos of this guy, and he's awesome. He has like this arm that's chopped off and this leg, and it just looks so creepy. I love the look of this guy and everything. It is awesome. So I'm definitely excited to see this guy finally being released too, because yeah, he just looks awesome. I love it. Moving on now, the next 2 names we have here are of course Brick Thunder related ones. Of course, I think it was back 2 years ago, Brick Thunder made a couple animatronics with HalloweenCostumes.com. For 2025, it seems like he's at least made 3 different animatronics with HalloweenCostumes.com. Of course, we have 2 names right here. The first one, of course, is the Brick Thunder Salivation. And this animatronic right here seems like another one that we actually have in the thumbnail here, which this guy looks interesting. Like, from the sound of the name, like, Salivation sounds like it's supposed to be like this guy with some tongue. And then, of course, here in the thumbnail, we can see is this guy with this really long tongue right here. So it might be this big, like, 8-9 foot animatronic. Overall, it seems like an interesting idea. We also have the Brick Thunder Dire Dragon's Head anime decoration right here, which this one right here, I'm pretty sure is just going to be probably a dragon head that sort of goes on the wall. I feel like there's already been an animatronic similar to that. Yeah, this one might be interesting to see. It'll probably be like a smaller, cheaper animatronic probably. But you know, we don't usually get dragon animatronics too often. It's fairly rare to see them, so I think it is definitely going to be really interesting to see what exactly this dragon animatronic is that they're going to be selling for 2025. Of course, moving on to the next couple names here, we just have some random guys, which I don't think we really know 100% what they're going to be. The first one we have right here is Frederick the Floating Phantom. And this guy right here, I think, could be the guy that we have to the very left of the thumbnail. Because look at this guy, there's not really any other names that sort of sound like Ghost or Phantom or Ghoul type of thing, so I think this guy to the very left here is gonna be Frederick. I'm curious what exactly he is gonna do. I assume it'll probably be something like the Howling Spirit from Spirit Halloween, where he's sort of like levitate above the ground or something with just like one pole sort of supporting him up. But overall, from the thumbnail here, if this is Frederick, it does look like an all-right animatronic and one that's not too bad. And the next name right here is one that I think is coming to HalloweenCostumes.com from another retailer. We of course have the 12-foot zombie life-size animated posable guy right here, which I'm pretty sure this is the same thing as the Jemmy 12-foot zombie, which of course was sold at Home last year. I know pretty much all of the Jemmy 12-foot guys are, of course, posable. Like the mummy guy that I have, of course, his arms, you can pose them however you want. And like 12-foot zombie, we have already gotten that one before, so I think this guy isn't really going to be a new animatronic. It's just going to be one that's new to Halloween costumes, but overall, it'll still be cool to see him there. Moving on, though, to the next animatronic right here, which this is another one that I think is an SVI prototype that we're finally going to be seeing released. This is, of course, Galthax, the Underworld Demon, which this sounds like that devil sort of underworld clown reskin guy we saw videos of or photos of a while ago. I think this Underworld Demon guy is probably going to be that prototype, but overall, the new version of it looks pretty cool, and I think it'll be an interesting one to see at Halloween costumes this year. And I kind of like that name too, Galthax. That's kind of interesting. I like the sort of like creativity on that. But moving on, the next animatronic right here is of course the third Brick Thunder one we're seeing in this release, which is of course the Brick Thunder Stacked Clowns, which is when I'm interested to see what exactly the design's going to be, because Stacked Clowns makes me think back to the Trickster trio that was at Home Depot last year. I wonder if this has taken any inspiration from that or if it's completely unique. But whatever it is, I'm always a fan of some good clown animatronics, so if this is a good one, it'll probably be something that I'll like in their lineup and might be one of my favorites from Halloween costumes this year. But yeah, stacked clowns, like, if they are stacked on top of each other like the Home Depot ones last year, I wonder, like, if they'll have the same feature where you can, like, separate them or stack them on top of each other or something. But overall, I'm excited to see exactly what this is going to be, to see if it is similar to the Trickster Trio or if it's a completely unique idea. But overall, this is going to be an awesome one to see. Of course, moving on, the next three right here are licensed ones, I think. First one, I'm not too sure if it's going to be licensed or if it's not going to be. But, of course, the first one right here we have is The Nun, which this one right here, I believe there was some sort of nun movie. It could be a licensed one from that, or it might just be a scary nun. But either way, it is going to be interesting to see a nun animatronic this year. I know Party City had one a number of years ago, like 2018, 2019. But overall, it's going to be cool to see one released this year at HalloweenCostumes.com. And I'm curious to see sort of the design they went with on this, if they made like a murderous type of character, or if they just made like a creepy one or like a ghostly one. I wonder what direction they went with the design on this one. But overall, whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be something really cool. Of course, the next one right here is, of course, Annabelle. This one definitely is going to be a licensed one. But Annabelle is sort of this creepy doll from, I'm not sure what movie. I don't think I've seen the movie that Annabelle's from, but it is going to be cool to see an Annabelle animatronic. I can't remember if we've ever actually gone one. We might have just gone like an Annabelle doll before that, a moving head or something, but never really like a full Annabelle type animatronic. So yeah, this one's gonna be interesting to see, and I'd love to see them do some servo stuff with their licensed animatronics, like with what Home Depot's been doing and Spirit Halloween. Not sure if they will, but it would be cool to see that. Of course, they're also going to be releasing a Chucky animatronic this year, which is interesting. Of course, last year we saw Chucky from Home Depot, which I think it's going to be hard to beat that Chucky, since he was just like so cool. He had such sort of like lifelike movement. It looked like he was a real Chucky guy. So yeah, if this is just like a cheaper Chucky, you know, like that Roman guy we had from Lowe's and Rona a number of years ago, and I think even last year we still had that. If it's something like that, that'd be a bit disappointing, but I would love to see them try and make a Chucky that's better than Home Depot's. Not sure if that's possible, but it would be cool if this guy is like one that really challenges Home Depot's version for trying to be a better version of Chucky. Moving on, the next two right here, we don't really have any SVI prototypes of them or really any clues exactly what they're going to look like, but of course I have two names right here. We have Ripsaw, which this guy's reminding me of Buzzsaw we saw from Spirit Halloween a while ago. I think Halloween Costumes even had like a Saw type animatronic from last year. Maybe this guy's going to be sort of like a continuation on that. Maybe it's going to be something related to their Saw animatronic guy from last year, whatever his name was. We, of course, also have Mary, the Unhappily Ever After animatronic right here, which this makes me think it's going to be like a bride or groom sort of thing. Probably a bride because it says Mary, but it would be cool if it's like a zombie type one. You know, we have this zombie bride here. That'd be awesome. Honestly, I'm not too sure what they went with. If it's going to be like a skeleton, a ghoul, or like really this could be any character. But whatever it is, I'm excited to see what this one is, because This is probably the only animatronic on the list other than Ripsaw that we don't really have an idea of what it is going to be, so it will be cool to see what design exactly they went with for this one. And lastly, the last 3 animatronics we have right here, which these ones are probably the least crazy ones on the list here. These ones, I believe, are all coming back from Big Lots from last year. I assume HalloweenCostume.com either got extra stock of some old Big Lots animatronics, or they just got the licensing race to sell them or something. I don't know exactly what happened. But first of all, right here we have the Lumbering Zombie, which this guy is probably the exact same zombie we saw at Big Lots last year. Of course, also the animated Raven Scarecrow. This guy is probably similar to that Raven Scarecrow we saw in Big Lots last year. We also have the Howlin' Werewolf right here, which this is probably another one from Big Lots from last year. Where's that werewolf? So these 3, it is going to be cool to see Big Lots stuff at Halloween Costumes this year, especially with Big Lots somewhat going out of business. I think some of their stores are staying open, but I don't really know what that means for their Halloween lineup for this year. But overall, it would be interesting to see them at HalloweenCostumes.com here. And yeah, if they do bring these to HalloweenCostumes.com, it means that maybe I could possibly buy them because, of course, I live in Canada, so I wouldn't be able to go to Big Lots and get these. So with them being at HalloweenCostumes.com now, it means that maybe I could get them if I want them. Probably wouldn't buy them, but still, it is cool to have that option. Anyways, right there was all the animatronics, but it looks like they're also going to be releasing 2 inflatables in this live stream, which these are pretty crazy, and I'm excited to see what exactly they look like. But we, of course, have a 33-foot Stay Puft inflatable and a 50-foot Stay Puft inflatable. Now, I assume they are going with the classic Stay Puft inflatable design, which I hope that's what they're doing. If they do get a bit inventive with design, it might ruin it. So I do hope they go with the classic version. But yeah, just the heights on these sounds crazy. 33 foot. Like some of the tallest Halloween inflatables you can buy out there on the market are max 25 foot and barely even reach that height. Most are like 20 foot or under. So 33 foot is already pushing it a bit above that limit. But then 50 foot, that is crazy. That's like double the height of a 2-story house pretty much. So that is an insane height. It's probably going to be an inflatable that's more supposed to be for like commercial use or for special events. But yeah, I'm really excited to see a 50-foot Stay Puft inflatable. That sounds awesome. Anyways, everyone, with all that said, that of course is it for today's video of so we're speculating about what HalloweenCostumes.com is going to be releasing tomorrow. Of course, once they release their stuff tomorrow, I should have a video out on Tuesday or Wednesday of what exactly they release in this video that they're going to be releasing. And then also make sure you like and subscribe and turn those notifications because I'm also going to have a few other videos coming out soon. But anyways, that's it for today's video. Definitely make sure you comment down below your thoughts on the animatronics that sounds like they're going to be releasing in this first wave. And if there's any that you're excited to see an actual video of. Anyways, that's going to finish it for today. Hopefully you all enjoyed. I'll, of course, see you all next time. Goodbye.